My name is Joshua Leonard, and I'm a character designer. You're watching VTV Network.
Why do we still have the issues that we have?
If you're going to break the law, you need to learn it.
Drop the mic.
You're welcome, Mayor Williams.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I can't wait to see the show.
My next guest has several examples how life has absolutely worked out for him. He is a two-time NBA champion, and he's the founder of the foundation Ready to Give. So welcome to the According to Michelle show, Josh Powell. And the crowd goes wild. Has it been a while since you've heard that?
I love it.
You do? None of the applause.
I hear that all the time.
What?
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to say no, Michelle.
No, I hear it all the time. My kids.
Because they love you and you're
Whenever
amazing dad.
I don't know, one of them's here, so you can ask her yourself.
When you come and wake them up in the morning, are they like, Dad?
Or they wake me up.
They wake you up.
Yeah, things are stuff that is so important.
Yeah.
When you talk about being a total package and being the best version of yourself as a human being.
Yeah, and I think too, it starts with you having to want to do that, and that drive has to come from somewhere, right? You said you were with your grandparents and even your parents, you know, as you were, you know, moving through your journey with them, all contributed to this drive to be better. And I've heard you say, and I've seen you post, your goal is to just be better than you were yesterday. You're not trying to be the best. You're not competing against anybody other really than yourself. But that has to start somewhere, right?
Yep.
I mean, most people can't make blanket statements like that because it's not true, right? And you talk about mental health, which is huge because we're in a time right now. I mean, mental health awareness is everything right now, right? Especially with all the things going on in the community. But I just think it's interesting that, you know, people often will look at somebody like you that seemingly would have it all, right? You know, you've played with the best of the best, you've risen to the top, you've been through trauma as a child, and I'm sure as an adult, but still being able to say, okay, I need to take the time to make sure that I'm the healthiest I can be across all sectors so that I can be best for my children, my family, and the community, right? It's
The Most High didn't feel that I wasn't responsible or couldn't handle it, that I wouldn't have the things that I've had to deal with.
right.
So I just encourage people, man, love yourself, love and be who you are. Like be real and be authentic. That's something that we don't harp on as much because again, with the click of a button, picking up our phone, we see so much and we want it and we want it instantly.
Right.
But you know, it's not meant to be that way, right? You got stories, you know, in the good book that talk about people who have been blessed and have had to wait 10 years, 40 years, you know, a lot of that in order to get, you know, the life or be the person that you're meant to be. And I'm very patient with who I am and very accepting at the same time.
Hey guys, welcome to According to Michelle with Michelle Taylor Willis. So speaking of life happening for you, I've got somebody who has absolutely taken life by the horns. And there's nothing that's happened to her. Everything in life has absolutely happened for her. She is a celebrity fitness trainer, a military vet, an all-around amazing person inside and out. Super excited to introduce you guys to Deblair Tate. Deblair, welcome to the According to Michelle show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
You are?
Yeah.
Look in the camera and say, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to be here.
Say, I waited for her forever. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, say it. I waited to be here forever.
I waited to be here forever. You guys just do not understand how this feels right now.
Yeah, tell them I got her autograph and everything.
Oh, yeah. She autographed.
She autographed my left teeth. No,
I
joking.
can't
Don't
say
say
that
that.
on camera.
Yeah, no, you can't. All right, so we're happy to have you, and thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you. Thank you, babe.
So why the Air Force?
Well, they were the first ones I saw that came to our school. So they used to come to the schools, our high school, whatever, like have career days and things like that.
Yeah.
So the Army would come and I would hear stories because people before me went to the military, you know what I'm saying? Like people that I knew Army, and I would hear stories on how hard it was, and they was like, oh, you should go to the military, the Air Force, because, you know, they take care of you and it's not as difficult or whatever. I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. because I wanted to travel. I knew a couple of people before me that went, and you know, they had successful lives. So I just decided I knew nothing about it. You know, it was just a risk that I took. I felt like at the time I was old enough to make my own decisions, of course, a rebellious teenager.
Sure.
But I thought that, hey, this is a good opportunity. I'm not doing anything negative. And I knew the reason why she wanted me to do it was more of a protective thing. And it wasn't, you know, anything that would probably be detrimental.
Right.
So I felt that it was okay, you know. Yeah.
What happens when you say, oh my gosh, I might be able to make money walking around looking this amazing?
So again, it happened by accident.
Yeah.
So when I moved from the military at Keesler in Biloxi to Atlanta, I became a loan officer.
From your friend, right? Because your friend was here.
Right. So
okay.
I became a loan officer. I just found a job, a random job. So I was a loan officer, and then I was looking for like a little side hustle. And down the street from where she lived, they were building a gym. It was called World Gym, right down the street from my house. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go apply for that gym over there. So I ended up being like a salesperson over there. So wasn't even thinking about becoming a trainer, wasn't even thinking about being in health and fitness or anything like that.
But you're obviously in great shape at this point.
I mean, I just used to work out. I still play softball,
Right.
you know, did all that stuff. So I worked there, and then I worked in the juice bar too. So one day, the guy who was currently my trainer, he came in and said, hey, have you ever thought about doing fitness competitions? And I'm like, I do not want to look like a man, so no, that is not going to happen.
Yeah.
So he was like, no, it's not even like that. So like he brought another girl in and showed pictures of what they look like on stage or whatever. And I was like, okay,
I can do that.
I'll do a show. I'll give it a try. So from there, in the gym all the time, training all the time, it went from 0 to 1,000.
Really?
You know what I mean? It wasn't even like an in between, like, oh yeah, I'm just going to the gym working out. I went from just, you know, casually working out, playing ball or whatever, to like hardcore dieting, meal plan, posing, just, it became my life.
That's crazy, right?
No, I got 4th place on my first show.
Yeah.
And then my second show, I actually became a pro.
Really?
Which is on a whole different level, and that's when I got nervous, because I started competing against people that have been doing it for years. You know what I mean? That's a whole different caliber of people, because on the amateur level, it's different than on the professional level.
So once the nerves kicked in, you were starting to think like,
oh crap. Yeah, it's like, I mean, because you have to be more disciplined then. When you say, does it matter?
how do you get more disciplined from like 5 a.m.? So let me back up. Talk to me about what a typical day looks like for you as
Getting ready for a show?
Yes.
So it depends on how many weeks you're out, but usually 2 a days with training. You know, you may wake up, do your cardio in the morning, and then you go to the gym and work out. Later on in that evening workout, but all throughout the day, you're pretty much like focused on, you have your meals with you everywhere I go. If I traveled out of town, I had a suitcase with food with me.
And so what was in the suitcase?
I ate a lot, at that time I ate a lot of tilapia and chicken. That's why I don't eat chicken today.
Because you just got sick of it?
I'm over it because of that. I ate it so much. I ate the same meals every day. So
Right.
it wasn't about how something tastes, it was about what I needed to do, what I needed the food
Total
to do.
fuel. It's just fuel.
And broccoli, I did broccoli. I did the same stuff for 8 weeks. Chicken, cauliflower, baked potato or sweet potato plain. That's it. For breakfast, I ate egg whites every single day.
Hey guys, all right, as promised, we are out here with Deblair Tate, and she's gonna tell me a little bit about 8-figured and maybe show me a couple of moves if we're lucky. But thank you for outfitting me in this.
Of course, you look so good.
Do I?
Yes.
Do I look 4 kids good?
Oh my God, you look amazing.
You're welcome. Okay. But listen, I didn't expect to have a full, wardrobe when I came here, but I love it. I love the 8, obviously, but I really like the way it feels. How did you decide, 1, to go into merchandise, right, and apparel, and then 2, how did you figure out how to make it feel so good?
Well, I mean, first of all, I've been training for a really long time, and then my boyfriend was actually the first one that was into the fitness apparel brand, and he asked me to be like a model for his brand at the time, but I didn't.
Which was a great decision for him, I'm sure.
Right, but we ended up not doing it. So later on, I was like, you know what I want to do? I want to have a fitness apparel brand. He was like, I told you that 8 years ago. But still, I wanted to kind of transition out of the fitness world, but still kind of like represent the fitness world. I wore Nike so much. I would go to the Nike store and spend hundreds of dollars on Nike, and I'm like, why am I doing this when I could just, make my own lane? So that's pretty much how it started. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Deblair Fitness. Also follow my brand, 8-Figure Brand. If you want health and fitness tips, you can also go to my website. That's www.deblairfitness.com.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of According to Michelle. As always, you can find me here on the VTV network every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. And you can find me at Michelle Taylor Willis on just about everything. So until next time.